And it's a very warm welcome back from me, Johnny Brown. I welcome you to the Alliance Park here in North London for the final Natwest Schools Cup Under-18 semi-final between Wilmslow High School and Dulwich School. This should be an intriguing tie. Wilmslow High School Cup semi-finalists 4 years prior. The Vars runners-up of 8 years ago against the Dulwich dynasty, the cup winners of the last 3 years of 2012, 2013, 2014. They've never lost in this competition since they entered it 3 years ago, and they're one step away from getting back to Twickenham and going for a fourth successive title. Dave Rogers alongside me. David, intriguing tie this one. Dulwich College, I'm looking in front of me here, 8 of the 22 that took part in last year's final play. And the guy who scored a hat-trick in that final is on the bench for Dulwich.
Well, that's a nice little that's a nice little thing to have on the bench, isn't it? A man who scored a hat-trick at Twickenham. Whether he's rested today or whether he simply doesn't make the start in 15 remains to be seen. But Dulwich College dynasty is a brilliant word you use to sum it up. They've got to be favourites, but Wilmslow High School, lots of talent too. We're a few minutes away from kickoff, and I can't wait for this one to get underway.
This is how they line up. Simon Metcalf 1, Christine Taylor, the captain of Sale Sharks, at 2, Tom Gardner 3, Callum Atkinson 4, Jake Stewart 5, Sorrel Cohen 6, Andy Fife 7, Sam Haley also of Sale Sharks 8, Will Haslam 9, James Graham 10, Alice Fishwick at 11, centres Luke James and Maurice Hubbard, Brohan Wilson on the right wing 14, Fergus Taylor is the fullback, and they are captained as they have been for the last 3 years by Mr. Sam Howard. Dulwich College, as I mentioned, 8 of the players of the 22 played in the final last year, but a new front row this time. George Wingelow, Richard Derome, Andrew Barron. 1, 2, 3. Luke Bliss played last year, he's at 4. Charlie D 5. Ed Norris is a late replacement for Tom Watling at 6. Then 7, 8, 9 and 10 all played 12 months ago. Sam Younger, Tom Marchant is now the captain. Pierre Thompson with an impressive kicking game and an attacking running game at scrum half. John Wall, man of the match in the quarter-final, that final minute drop goal at 10. Reece Pinnock 11, Ed Berry played last year 12, Hugh Roberts 13, Omar Malik a try in the quarter-final 14, Ralph Marchant at 15, and Roger Hancock is the manager. Placements: Ross Bullock, Janad Attar, Marcus Atkinson, Ross Waddell, Will Gregory, David Shard, Guy Pritchard, and for Dulwich College, Alex Holly, Alyssa Ekesi Clifford, Cameron Henderson, Chris Onuri, George Abbott, Anthony Nzigu, who scored that hat-trick in the final last year, and then Austin Token is the 22 that makes up both of these teams. So then, David, as the sun begins to set here in North London, we'll be under the floodlights for probably the second half of this match before darkness descends. Will darkness descend on the Dulwich dynasty?
Nicely done. I like your work. The temperature's dropped as well, actually. We're sat up here in the shade of the commentary gantry, the big Dulwich crowd there, still in the sunshine, enjoying this springtime warmth. As you said, this is a really, really interesting one for Wilmslow. Lots of talent in there. You mentioned those Sale Sharks Academy players. They've stepped up a great deal. Let's have a look at their results here. Bearing in mind, they made the Vase quarter-finals previously, but this is a huge step up to get to this level. 20-10, 29-26, 17-6, 10-7. Of course, in round 5, they had that big win against St. Peter's, but then the draw against St. Joseph's College through on tries scored. This is a proper cup rugby run from Wilmslow. They get in, they're playing against equally matched teams, but they have found a way to win matches and get over the line. They are fully here on merit. That St. Joseph's College win, that is absolutely massive. And they know that if they get in a dogfight and this is a close match, then they can get through to Twickenham.
Dulwich College on their route to the semi-final. On my calculations, they've only dropped 35 points en route.
Well, they've scored a lot too. Similarly, you look at their results. I mean, early on in the competition, they were just blowing teams out of the water. But in rounds 5 and 6, Trinity School in Croydon and Hampton School, I mean, 8-7. in the quarterfinals. That is a close match. I mean, fingers crossed from our neutral perspective, we'll have a similar thing today where we've got two proper cup teams going against each other. I mentioned before, Wilmslow have got the ability to get over the line, but Dulwich, I mean, you were here last year on this very ground when they just absolutely pulled a rabbit out of the hat to get a victory.
Well, exactly. I've been covering this competition now since 2012, and I've seen each Dulwich victory, as it were. You know, the blue do blow teams away, but sometimes when they get to the final, they do tend to blow teams away. But this part, the semi-final, sometimes they do tend to struggle. They struggled 2 years ago in Coventry, but go over the line. And last year against RGS High Wycombe here, they were down to 13 men for the last 10 minutes, 7-5 ahead, protecting I think it was could have been 9-5 ahead. They were protecting a very small lead, and RGS were trying to blow the house down. They were huffing and puffing. They couldn't blow it down. Dulwich held strong, and then annihilated Warwick in the final couple of weeks later. This is a team that knows how to dig deep, to grind out victories. They're a grinding out team. It'll be interesting to see how Wilmslow come up against them today. They're looking for the dynasty. They are the dynasty team. 3 in a row, looking for a 4 in a row. I think the record is 7 titles. I think it's 5 in a row. So they're
well, they're still a little...
They're a team, not a school that can do it.
They're a little way away from Colston's record, but that is certainly going to be well within their crosshairs. They've brought a group of students today. That's the blue and black group of supporters you can see in the kind of centre left to your screen with the blue and black checkered flag. There's probably a couple of hundred of them there, but the noise they made on the way in, Johnny, was absolutely incredible.
It's the first time you've seen them, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And if they get to Twickenham, they'll bring 10 times more than that crowd.
On occasions like this, it's incredible the difference the crowd can make as well. If there's a big hit, suddenly the crowd go up. That spurs the players on. You talk about grinding out victories. Sometimes you need something special, something a bit different that lifts you on an occasion like this. This is a cup semi-final. A win here kind of puts you as a legend in schools rugby. These teams are playing for a place in the biggest match in English schools rugby. We've already got one team through. They can kick back and relax and enjoy this game and scope out the opposition, but we have got 70 minutes of 2 teams, some real hard graft, and both teams are going to have to be on top of their game if they're going to take a place in the final.
That's something that Bromsgrove will be doing. They'll be in the stands, no doubt, watching their opponents, whoever they may be, in a couple of weeks' time. Both teams are in the tunnel, and as you can see, darkness descends now over the Alliance Park. It's gone a bit cold, a bit chilly. People are still keeping warm though, as the sun hits that stand opposite to where we are. Sun sets about 6 o'clock, I think, here local time. So you can see the floodlights are already starting to come on. And there's nothing more dramatic, isn't there? When you play a game and the sun sets, it starts in the sunshine and ends in darkness. I think it's one of the most beautiful things in all the sport. Whether it be a rugby game, I was in Stade de France 7 days ago, actually, for the France-Wales game, and we started out in glorious sunshine and then it ended up under the lights, and absolutely beautiful atmosphere, and hopefully it's something much more the same.
Well, just look at that now. It's absolutely picturesque. Allianz Park has been a wonderful venue for these matches today. The pitch, obviously, has been perfect. The standard's been great. We've got what are really the torchbearers for school rugby about to take their place on the field. Interesting, you talk about dynasty and you talk about momentum. Sometimes you have teams and players, they just have a resonance with certain competitions or certain sports. I'm talking about a sort of a late 90s Manchester United, or a peak of his game Tiger Woods or Roger Federer. Sometimes just your name, just your presence holds weight, and certainly at this moment in time it feels like that for Dulwich College.
I understand what you mean. It's a bit like, to use a golf analogy, in the Ryder Cup, knowing that Seve Ballesteros is on the other side of the European team. You've got an American, you're thinking, oh, hang on, I could be in for a nasty day today. Roughly the same, that some teams are seeing that with Dulwich College in the latter stages, especially. All teams are vulnerable. You know, that we're not writing off Wilmslow whatsoever. This team is a very, very good team with good academy players from Sale Sharks in it. And they can cause an upset. But this team is unbeaten in this competition for 3 years. So it's going to take a good performance to unseat the kings of the Natwest Cup for the last 3 years.
It certainly is, but you know, we can use other sporting analogies. Who could forget Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson all those years ago. He was the undisputed king of the heavyweight division back then. And an underdog came from nowhere to land that knockout blow. Could Wilmslow be Buster Douglas today and unseat Dulwich College?
Reading in the press beforehand, a lot of the writers have put Dulwich massive favourites for this. But as you mentioned, you know, sometimes in sport, the strangest things can happen.
Absolutely anything can happen, as we see Wilmslow there. That's the captain there, just pointing at his head, just saying, keep your heads the whole time. And they've got to think. It's such a thinking man's game. We saw how pragmatic it could be in Bromsgrove's victory earlier. It was a 70-minute game with perhaps only 30 seconds of genius from Bromsgrove, but 69.5 minutes of graft and pragmatic, intelligent play can just allow those moments of genius to flourish. They're no good without the hard work that surrounds them.
So then, Bromsgrove await the winners at Twickenham in 3 Wednesdays' time. Wilmslow versus Dulwich for a place in the final. Wilmslow will get this match underway. Going from right to left in this first half, and very interestingly enough, we had an interesting stat come up from our director just before we started. The team that is going right to left in the second half tend to win, not just has been in the last 3 matches on this ground, but in Saracens' play generally. It's a very interesting stat that we found out earlier. It's Wilmslow the ones who are on the front foot. They are the ones who are leading off. Will Haslam going to his right-hand side, and a little bit of a juggle. And a high tackle there from Hugh Roberts, but dumps Rhys Hubbard into touch.
Nice early show of intent there from Wilmslow. That's one tackle beaten. Bit of room on the outside, but a good scramble into touch there from Dulwich. Just absorbing the last bits of sunshine there inside that 22.
Richard the Rome on line-out duty, picked up by Luke Bliss. He played 12 months ago. And now the Dulwich drive. We've seen this time and time again. Thompson. John Wall. Pierre Thompson, advantage being played. Wall kicks it downfield, and a little bit of a chase here for Rhys Pinnock, who does well. Thompson, Wall, Sam Younger, up to the Wilmslow 22 they come. Pierre Thompson looks to his right. John Wall, Ed Berry, crossfield kick. Who wants it? Number 11, Alex Fishwick. He calls for the mark, but attacking intent from Dulwich right from the off.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good mark called by Alex Fishwick as well. He was on the back foot, facing his own goal line. Took the catch well under pressure. Not the most convincing kick, but finds touch nonetheless. Going over to the other side of the field, Rhys Pinnock on the chase there. He looks like he has got wheels. That left winger will be looking to find space as this match progresses. But easy yards made by Dulwich there.
Richard the Rome. Referee not happy. Saying it wasn't straight. Scrum down. Wilmslow ball.
Interesting observation. Wilmslow have chosen not to contest at either of the Dulwich line-outs so far. The first one, they didn't contest the drive either. I'm not sure if that was a mistake or a tactic. Perhaps they were expecting the quick ball off the top. But the referee not happy. So let's take a look at these scrums. To the naked eye, Dulwich look like they have a lot bigger pack.
restart. Well, Hasden with the put in at the scrum. Good pressure from Pierre Thompson. And Dulwich have turned the ball over. And now lead from the front foot. Luke Bliss. Tom Marchett. Thompson. John Wall. Good pass out to Hugh Roberts. Pierre Thompson. John Wall. Thompson up the blind side. Rhys Pinnock. Goes into touch. And it will be a Wilmslow line-out just inside their own 22.
Yeah, Dulwich, they're looking for the flat passes, really looking for the backs to hit that line at pace. Eventually, someone will find a gap, but it's a high-risk strategy because the interception is always on. So far, Wilmslow drifting well in defence.
Christian Taylor, the Wilmslow captain, with the line-out, and a decent one it was too. Tackled by Ed Norris. Wilmslow looking to run through the phases deep from inside their own 22. Fergus Taylor on a little darting run. Haslam. James Graham. This is Christian Taylor, the captain. Tackled by Ed Berry. And Rhys Pinnock has picked it up. And he's strong, the number 11. Thompson. Not the best pass to Tom Marchett, but Dulwich still have it with Andrew Barron. Thompson. John Wall. Into the 22 they come. Thompson goes to his right. And uses Charlie D. Surveying his options is the Dulwich scrum half, Luke Bliss. Sent backwards by Alex Fishwick. Thompson. A little bit of juggling act from George Wichellow. And it may have been turned over, it looks like it has. And Wilmslow will win the penalty.
Yeah, good defence there from Wilmslow. Dulwich going through the phases, trying to use the forwards to set the platform, but Wilmslow stuck with them. Just before that, though, Wilmslow, I'm all for running rugby, Johnny, but they're just making life very difficult for themselves there by not trying to clear the lines. Dulwich aren't the sort of team where you can constantly try and run from your own 22 against them. They will punish you, and you'll really struggle to get any territory, and territory is going to play a huge part in this semi-final.
But maybe, Dave, they looked and thought, well, hang on a minute, attack's maybe the best line of defence.
Yeah, I totally get that, but it's difficult to continually attack from your 22, so it'll be interesting to see if that pattern of play continues as the match goes on.
Christian Taylor, Sale Sharks, decent ball player as well for Wilmslow. Picked up by Will Haslam, but the ball's gone out loose again, and it is a knock-on advantage here for Dulwich College, and they're going to come back for that knock-on advantage. And it will be a Dulwich put-in.
Yeah, just a little bit scrappy there. Got to think it's been a long day for these lads as well. They've been on site most of the day. They've seen 3 games of rugby already. The heart rates will be going up and down. Finally now it's their turn. Good position this for Dulwich.
Thompson.
It's a good scrum from Wilmslow, though.
John Wall out wide. It was a dodgy pass, but the ball was, in fact, was knocked forward.
That is the exact flat pass that I was talking about. The backline are up, they're flat. What it does mean is you can move the ball quickly and you can have your backs exploding at pace, but Wilmslow were up quickly. It was 13 on 13. You can really come unstuck like that. It's a real high risk, high payoff game plan. At that time, Hugh Roberts knocked the ball forward.
9 minutes down. Just to remind you, 35 minutes a half. That's under 18's competition. Haslam with the put-in. Sam Haley who collects. Haslam goes to his right. His left, beg your pardon. Kick downfield. Down the throat of Ralph Marchant, who puts it back into the hands of James Graham. And Marchant with the tackle on Graham and wins the penalty.
Yeah, holding on there, Graham putting himself under a little bit of pressure. Bit of kick tennis there, and Graham decides to take the ball into contact. Look at all the sunglasses in the crowd there. Glorious springtime evening here. We just see a replay of Graham. He's isolated. Look, there's no one behind him. By the time the 7 gets there, it's too late. Dulwich have got hands on it. It's not released. And Wilmslow under pressure again. Line out just outside the 22.
Richard Derome. The line out. Now the Dulwich drive, they're away, and they're motoring, heading towards the line. Wilmslow defence.
They've recovered well there.
Charlie D with the ball in hand. Charlie D, he's got his eye on the line. Try time.
Well, similar to Bromsgrove in the other semi-final, Dulwich showing the discipline required from the set piece to really keep things ticking over in a semi-final. We said it was a dangerous position. They set the drive straight away. That's a couple of times it's happened now where Wilmslow have just not set themselves at all, and Dulwich have just exploded from the drive. It's the second row there, Charlie D. One of the easiest tries he'll ever score. And it just so happens he's done it at Allianz Park in a cup semi-final. Great start for Dulwich, great discipline.
John Ward had the extras. Uses the breeze beautifully. 7-0, Dulwich lead. 11 minutes down. Already the Dulwich fans are already doing the Poznan across the way.
Fantastic support for the Blue and Blacks.
Bit of a loose kick-off.
We'll have to check that, because I had Charlie D as the try scorer, but Bliss has been given it by the stadium announcer. So next time we see the replay, we'll confirm that for you. Oh, that's a great
take from Fergus Taylor. And now Wilmslow are on the counter-attack. Picked up, though, by Rhys Pinnock. He's been everywhere in the first 12 minutes as the lad. Thompson surveying his options. Put under pressure by Sam Haley. War. Right boot of his. Down to midfield. Fergus Taylor was the man who collected. And they have an advantage. Haslam. Wilmslow, what can they do to respond? Atkinson. Fishwick. Up towards the Dulwich 22. Fife. Graham. This is Luke James. The referee's called it back for that earlier penalty. And it will be Dulwich sent back to their 22 as Wilmslow gained some territory
Yeah, we're just going to take another look at that try there. Once again, immaculate drive there from Dulwich. It is the number 5, Charlie D, with the ball in his hands. So we were right, John. That's good news. And over he goes, much to the delight of his teammates. However, they now must defend their own 22 with a line out here for Wilmslow.
Christian Taylor. Callum Atkinson collects. Taylor. Loose pass to Luke James, who beats one man and another, and now gives Wilmslow the authority to attack. A little bit of a juggle and a thumping tackle by Andrew Barron. So much so, it was that good of a tackle, he knocked the ball on, and Dulwich had the chance to clear.
Yeah, the ball's gone forward, and Andrew Barron thought all his Christmases had come at once there. It was great work from the inside centre, Luke James, making yards. Wilmslow really on the front foot here, but unfortunately, that's what happens when you get props in the back line. It was a missed pass, but he stuck his hand out to hit the number 1, Simon Metcalf, and then Andrew Barron, the number 3 for Dulwich, just absolutely wipes the man out chest high. These big old units, absolutely love that. Bit of a blood bin there on your screens. And Alyssa Clifford will come on to replace the man who's just getting patched up. That's the number 17 for Dulwich.
Blood substitution as we a bit of a stoppage in play. Yes, Andrew Barron was the man who's blood substitution.
Well, he must have hit him face first with that tackle.
Must have hit him hard, wasn't he? 15 minutes down. 7-0 up. And they win a penalty.
Big scrum there from Wilmslow. Just what they needed following that handling error.
And the corner again, maybe.
And their crowd find their voice as well. This is just the response they needed following conceding the try, actually, but you feel as though they have to take something from this visit into the opponent's 22, whether it's 3 points, whether it's 5, whether it's 7. They just have to get something on that scoreboard. This is the first opportunity they've really had to do so.
5-metre line out. Christian Taylor. Callum Atkinson. Andy Fife. About a metre out. Haslam. Tries to go himself. Held up. He's asking the touch judge to come over, in fact. Let's have a look at this. Great angle here.
Here he goes, he's rolled over.
Oh, well, I don't know. He may have got there, you know. In fact, it has been given, yes. Good spot from the touch judge. Wilmslow have got the try, they're back in the game.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, we did say they needed something. It was great work from the scrum half.
Will Haslam, we believe what we credited with the scorer here. And credit must go to the touch judge here. He was the one who spotted it.
Absolutely. Good that the referee can rely on his touch judges as well. In the right place at the right time. As for Maslin, found the gap. Realised the tackle wasn't complete. Let's have another look at that. Wilmslow just inching towards the try line. The ball actually broke loose. It was a lovely step off his right foot. Dulwich straight away appealing to the referee. Not happy with something as the conversion goes over. Will Maslin's sniping around the fringes levels things up. Game on.
Game on indeed. 7 apiece.
In the build-up to that, you know, I was going to say, aside from the try, there's not been a lot in it. Dulwich have probably had more of the possession, but confirmation there of the Maslin try. There's not been a lot between the two teams, so they've had one opportunity each to score a try, and they've both capitalised on it.
So 7-7. Long looping pass. Out wide to Luke James. Ball knocked forward there by Thompson. And a penalty called back.
Yeah, deliberate knock on. Thompson read the play, saw what was happening. Again, Wilmslow getting themselves in a bit of trouble. They're reluctant to put boot to ball. It's admirable. You just hope from their perspective it doesn't get them in trouble. I mean, that's a bit of a suicide offload there. Pierre Thompson was absolutely lightning on that one, but it was deliberately knocked to ground. He's lucky there's been the rule change, because that was a compulsory yellow card a couple of seasons ago.
Yes, it was.
But the referee showing good discretion there, given the occasion, and Wilmslow were given the opportunity to clear their lines.
Christian Taylor with the line out. Picked up by Sam Haley. Maslin. Fergus Taylor. Jake Stewart. High tackle there on Sam Haley. Wilmslow not afraid to test Dulwich here. Thumping tackle on Callum Atkinson. Maslin to Luke James. This is Christian Taylor, the captain. Ball lands in touch, much to the delight of the Dulwich crowd.
Yeah, again, Wilmslow trying to run the ball. Initially, Dulwich did well to stop the forward threat, get in over the gain line, but Wilmslow just starting to half break a few tackles, make a few yards. Nothing to really scare Dulwich College at the moment, who are just kind of forcing them right to left, happy to absorb the pressure, and eventually it's the mistake that leads to the line out.
Richard the run at the line out. Circumspect line out it is too, collected by Luke Bliss. Charlie D at the back of the drive. And here they come again. Thompson spots a gap. There's a little kick forward to say to Ed Norris, chase this. Pulling the shirt back. Stop Wilmslow in their tracks. They have a couple of men over on the left-hand side, a little bit loose, and there's a chance there for Omar Malik. Couldn't collect, ball went backwards, says the referee, so we continue play. Maslin. Not the best pass in the world, and the tackle on Sam Younger was the penalty. Advantage being played for Wilmslow, and time off as a couple of players down, and they need a little bit of assistance.
Yeah, a couple of Dulwich players lying on the wrong side there. Looks as though there might be a bit of afters too. Evenly poised game late in the day. You wonder whether or not tempers may boil over at some stages. Let's just take a little look there. Oh yeah, a little bit of stamping on the wrong side there. That's what happens for Luke Bliss. Laying on the wrong side, gets a little bit of Will Maslin's size 8s for his trouble.
Tarkin on the field for Andy Fife. Taylor with the line out. Doesn't collect this time. Instead, it's picked up by John Wall. With Bliss. Wilmslow will have the put in.
Again, Wilmslow getting away with one there. That was a bit of a communication breakdown at the line out there as there's a player down on the floor.
Another injury.
It's quite a physical game. Both teams just keen to try and exert themselves physically, particularly 1-8. Still 7-all after just under 25 minutes is probably about the right score. It's been a bit of a midfield battle. Dulwich playing with that flat back line. Wilmslow putting themselves under pressure by trying to run the ball out of their own 22. Although looking at the way they have kicked, I think that might be down to the fact that they don't really seem to have a player in the back line who's got a huge boot that can relieve the pressure. Particularly into that wind, which, despite the fact we're not feeling it in the gantry, has definitely played a part in the matches we've seen on this pitch already today.
Roughly 10 minutes to go. A little bit of change to go with it as well. Well, Maslin with the put in. Maslin out wide to Taylor. Taylor to Wilson. Goes to ground. Picked up by number 8 Sam Haley. Under pressure by Sam Younger. Taylor. Maslin. Boot downfield. Omar Malik under it. And collects well. Chance to launch a counter-attack. He's running through midfield. Is the Dulwich right winger. And he's still going strong. Still going. Holding the ball like a loaf of bread. And don't into touch. But good yards gained from Dulwich.
Well, he's made 30 or 40 yards there, a lot of it across the field. The problem with the kick there is that it didn't turn him. He took a couple of backward steps, you can see there, and he can gather it quite comfortably under no pressure at all. There's not a great deal of thought gone into that kick. Then he beats one defender, two defenders. He's outside the number 6, he's past him. The winger can't really get hands on him, so that's 4 or 5 defenders he's taken out there, and they've stolen the line out.
Luke Bliss was the man who stole it. Dulwich drive into the Wilmslow 22, and they continue to go. Thompson. John Wall. Wall with the offload to Ed Berry, who's over! Second try for Dulwich.
Yeah,
Ed Berry, the scorer.
It's all about Wall there. Great work from the forwards again, setting the platform. Wall gets the ball in his hands. Half breaks the first tackle, manages to get his hands free, and that's a great support line from the inside centre. Here we go, look. It's not a great tackle from 10 or 17. James Graham really bought the dummy there, and Junaid Attar, the substitute. By the time he's reacted, John Wall is already thinking about the offload. Ed Berry's there on his right shoulder, and he's over for Dulwich's second try of the match.
John Wall to add the extras, and does so. 7-point game, 14 points to 7, Dulwich lead. Here's a replay of it again.
Let's have another look at it. Yeah, good ball, 9 to 10. Lovely little dummy, just shimmies away, avoids Graham's tackle, avoids Attar's tackle, and it's just a simple offload there. Exactly where 10 wants 12 to be, and Berry runs in unopposed.
Omar Malik running through midfield. Thompson. The dart forward from John Wall. Footballing skills aren't the best. Reece Pinnock picks it up, but the referee calls it back for an earlier penalty.
Yeah, I think he's brought it back for the first knock on there. I think it's gone forward off both teams. So what with it looking like it was going to break for Reece Pinnock. Just take a little, lovely little dab through there into no man's land. That has got the potential to really sit up pretty for Berry, and he'd have probably been in for his second try. As it stands, he just looks to dab a toe on it. It's gone forward off a Wilmslow hand. Looks like the penalty's been given for offside in the midfield. So Dulwich will have another opportunity to clear deep here and put themselves in a very similar position to the one they scored the try from just a couple of minutes ago.
Chance for some more pressure on Wilmslow as well. The ball heads into the stands. Dulwich in between the 10-metre line and the 22. Taylor. To Derone, I beg your pardon, with the line out at this time around. Picked up by Tom Marchant, the Dulwich captain. Good defence from Wilmslow. Thompson picks it up. Spots a little bit of a darting gap. Goes to ground. George Witchelow. Thompson. John Waugh. Tom Marchant, the captain. Ball's knocked forward. Wilmslow will have a chance to clear with a knock-on advantage. Jake Stewart. Going to ground. Still on Wilmslow hands. And advantage over now. Run from Luke James. No help though, so it's slow ball. Maslin. Tom Gardner. Maslin again. Out wide this time to Sorrel Cohen. Knock-on advantage to Dulwich. Thompson. John Waugh. Little one forward for Reece Pinnock.
God, that's well recovered there by Wilson, the right winger.
And it will be a Dulwich line out in a dangerous position.
Yeah, it was a lovely little dab through. Good phase play there from Dulwich, just going through the motions, looking for the gap. In the end, it wasn't coming, so they dab it down the left wing. It was all but in the hands of Reece Pinnock, but Wilson, wowee. How important could that be? I mean, there's still a lot of danger, but that was a certain try had he not been there with that intervention.
Richard Derone, picked up by Luke Bliss. Another Dulwich drive to come, maybe. Wilmslow saying, no, you're not. Thompson. Low ball to Hugh Roberts. Thompson. John Waugh. Ralph Marchant. And there's a chance there of Reece Pinnock, but John Waugh didn't read the play properly. And Wilmslow will have a line out 5 metres from their own try line.
No, bit of a get out of jail there for Wilmslow. It needed deft handling there that, unfortunately for Dulwich, they weren't quite able to execute. However, even if Wilmslow do manage to secure possession from this line-out, they're just not giving themselves an outlet for the pressure at the moment. They just need someone in the team to really stand up and take responsibility for the kicking.
Taylor. Kick downfield, and a decent effort it is as well.
That's a much better kick.
From James Graham. gets them out of trouble just with a little bit of time.
Really important for Wilmslow now as the clock ticks towards, what, 33 minutes. So we've got maybe...
See no more points.
Yeah, that's really, really important.
Richard Jerome. Referee not happy. So we'll have that one again. Jerome. Excellent take from Dulwich. Now they continue to drive into the 22. Charlie D, it's the same play again, it's the same play as last time. Thompson may looking to pinch the ball off him, but D still has it in his hands as the drive continues. Still they push forward, still they push. Thompson may want it now. Instead, it's offloaded to Tom Marchant. 5 meters out. The drive continues. It continues. Luke Bliss. Luke Bliss. You can see the whitewash. You can see the line. This is slow. Slowly, it's there. Cool, calm, collected. Dulwich lead by 12.
That pretty much sums it up. What was most impressive about that from the Dulwich point of view was the patience. It seemed like that drive, that maul was moving for an eternity, side to side, inching forward. But they were always, always in control. Handed off from one second row to another. He stays bound with the left hand before spotting the whitewash. No defender anywhere near him. A slight criticism of Wilmslow, but, you know, it's difficult in that situation. Where was the left winger? Why wasn't he covering that flag? But either way, that is great work from Dulwich. Really hard graft. The second rowers now with a try apiece. That time it is Luke Bliss. This is a tough kick.
Wow.
But he's trained it.
Used the wind beautifully.
Just drawn one in there, to use a golfing term. That is a lovely kick from War. He's 3 from 3.
And Dulwich lead by 21 points to 7. Play.
Well, that's a bitter pill to swallow for Wilmslow there. Spent a lot of time inside their own 22, but it's been really gutsy defence. It's only when they've been up against that set piece that they've really struggled. Dulwich's execution has been exceptional.
Loose line out, still in Wilmslow hands. They do have an advantage as well. Maslin, Graham, Atta, Maslin goes left instead. Christian Taylor looking for the offload. The referee comes it back for a Wilmslow free kick, taken quickly by Christian Taylor. Taylor uses Atta to his right hand side. Advantage being played as well. Need something from this here, Wilmslow, to stay in this game. High pass outside to Callum Atkinson. Alex Fishwick trying to burrow his way into the Dulwich 22. Maslin, Graham, Luke James. Maslin. Quick ball here to Christian Taylor. Thompson has it, but I'm sure that was a knock-on. Indeed it was. And back they come for an early infringement. Knock on one way, knock on the other, and it will be a Dulwich put-in. But it won't be, because that is the half-time whistle. Dulwich lead 21 points to 7. David, your thoughts?
At the moment, the difference is Dulwich's organisation. Their pack have been absolutely flawless. Wilmslow have thrown everything at Dulwich, and the only criticism I can have is that they just don't have an outlet in defence. As I mentioned before, it's admirable that they want to run the ball out of defence every time, but all it takes is one small mistake and you're straight back under pressure, and that's what they've been doing too often in this half, is putting themselves under pressure. Dulwich, by contrast, they've been sharp, they've been smart, they've played to their strengths, they've scored their tries through the forwards, and as a result they lead by 2 converted scores.
So Dulwich lead by 21 points to 7. 4 tries in this first half. Let's have a look at all 4 of them. And it was Dulwich who got underway. Again, patient play. Patience is the key.
But, well, with these sort of driving moves by the forwards, it always is. As long as you get the rhythm and as long as you get the motion, there's nothing Wilmslow can do there. I mean, you've got the ball carrier who's at the back of the maul. I mean, there's hands on there from the Wilmslow 5. He's told to get off and he has to. In the end, it's Charlie D, the number 5, who dabs it down. Wilmslow struck straight back. Will Maslin there, the ball came squirting out the side. That really suits the kind of disruptive nature of the scrum half's play. They're such slippery characters, you know. He manages to jump on the ball as it pounces out the outside, rolls over, as there's a bit of lax tackling there from Dulwich, but that's pretty much the only lax defence there's been from the defending champions. This is that lovely move there for the second try. It was all about the outside half. John Wall got great flat ball from Pierre Thompson, sold the dummy. This is a really good angle, actually, because this shows him just that little dummy there, just had the Wilmslow defence. It was James Graham and Junaid Attar. They just couldn't handle him, and it was a lovely offload off the right shoulder then to put Ed Berry in unopposed. And this is the 3rd try just before half-time. Luke Bliss, the other second row, getting in on the action at the back of the maul. There it goes, marching forward, marching forward. He stays bound, he knows exactly where he is, he knows exactly where the try line is, and he dives over in the right corner. Just after that, of course, there was that exceptional conversion drawn into the posts by War, who's 3 from 3. His kicking game's been excellent.
And Dulwich are the ones who lead at half-time as sun sets. Has descended here on North London. Dulwich lead 21 points to 7 at half-time. I'm guessing the team talks, David, will be basically Dulwich, as you were, please, same again.
Yeah, they just play brilliant cup rugby. That's exactly what they're doing today. It's nothing too glamorous. It's workmanlike, but it's efficient. There are those words written on top of the main stand here: discipline, honesty, work rate and humility, and they're showing all of those in abundance at the moment, are Dulwich. As for Wilmslow, it's all hard graft, but they're making it hard work for themselves, in my opinion. They're spending a lot of time trying to run the ball out of their own 22, which is great. They've got some great ball carriers, they've got pace, they've got power. I mean, in defence, they've been excellent, other than the things that they quite literally can't defend against. But yeah, they need that outlet. They need to change their tactics. They need to try and get some territory, because when they've attacked the Dulwich 22, they've looked as though they can make things happen. They've looked as though they can punch their way through. I'm not sure there's a way around this Dulwich defence, but there might be a way through. But it's very difficult to do that from 60, 70, 80 metres out. You need to be doing that from 10, 15, 20 metres out, relying on missed tackles. You know, if there's a missed tackle on the halfway line, then there's going to be someone else who can come in and make up for that. Wilmslow.
Just interesting to see, actually, the Dulwich backs are already ready. The front row of Dulwich are still in a little bit of a huddle. Wilmslow have had their marching orders now. They're back out in the field. But I'm guessing from Sam Howard and the Dulwich coaching staff, they'll be saying, same again, please, boys. That'll do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It's interesting to see what Wilmslow can do in this second half. Chasing the game now, 14 points down.
Well, something needs to happen. If I was in a Dulwich shirt now, I would be kicking this ball deep and making Wilmslow work really hard to make my way up the field.
There is a breeze from right to left as you look on your screens, and it's in the Dulwich backs in this half. So it's an uphill battle for Wilmslow before we start, but the referee is not happy. We can do
Yeah,
that one again.
All the Dulwich players offside.
And it's going to be scrummed down to Wilmslow.
Yeah, it was Will Maslin. He wanted to go quickly there. Scrum halves are always under the impression that everyone is as small and as fit and as fast as them when they want to take these quick taps. Very often it's down to one of the sharp back rows.
But it's very
to keep
important
up
here
with
for
them.
Wilmslow that the first score has to be theirs.
Certainly does. Which has been a characteristic of all the second halves. None of the games, well, as all semi-finals should be, none of the games have been out of sight by the time the second half has come around. But if Dulwich do get the first score, then you do worry that they could disappear out of sight, because Wilmslow have gone through a lot of work in the opening 35 minutes or so.
The referee just going to have a good chat with both the front rows.
See the shadows starting to appear now as the lights are becoming more prominent as the sun goes down.
Maslin. Taylor. Graham. Simon Metcalf. Full of running, full of beans. Ball went backwards according to the referee, so no knock-on advantage. Thompson. John Wall. The right outside of his foot. Over the top of Fergus Taylor. So decides to go himself. There's been miscommunications from the Dulwich backs. Graham. A little bit of an up and under. It may have paid off, they may have gained some yards from it. But not too far as Dulwich win the penalty on the Wilmslow Town meter line.
Story of the match so far, you know, Wilmslow just trying to run it out. The fullback overruns his catch a little bit, but again, eventually he gathers it. The obvious thing to do then is, as you approach the edge of your 22, just boot one up in the air towards the halfway line, get a good kick on towards one of their wingers or the fullback, and pressure the chase. We've seen when there's been pressure on the chase, it's not always been a clean take. Then all of a sudden, it is that bun fight in the middle of the park that we ended up having over on the far side, but instead of it being on the halfway line, it was just outside the 22 because the up and under's been scuffed. Wilmslow not making life easy for themselves at all, and now from being in what could be a promising position, they're on the back foot, about to have to defend another one of these Dulwich drives.
Jerome with the lineouts collected by Charlie D. And now the drive is coming again from Dulwich. They've scored twice from this. Tackle from Eitar. But the penalty has been conceded. Thompson taking it quickly. Too quick for the referee's liking.
Yeah, Wilmslow doing a little bit better that time. Dulwich not quite so disciplined, and the tackle was able to be made, but hands over the top. So it'll be as you were from 5 metres out.
Dulwich on the front foot. Starting the second half as they finish the first. Jerome. Referee giving his orders. Both sets of teams. Richard Jerome. Picked up by Charlie D. Here's the drive again. Wilmslow look to counter it straight away, and they win the penalty.
Yeah, Wilmslow there really, well, they knew exactly what was coming. Dulwich, interestingly, leave their ball catcher at the line-out. They leave him high for a little bit longer, just because if there is an opposition infringement while he's in the air, that is a penalty straight away. But Wilmslow watched that, and as soon as he hit the deck, they really struck hard, counter-attacked that drive, and they've come away with the penalty.
half hour to play. Christian Taylor of Wilmslow. Taken short, picked up by Callum Atkinson. Luke James had to pick up a high pass. Atkinson inside to Taylor. Maslin. James Graham. Luke James goes to ground.
Good high line here from Dulwich, really making it hard for Wilmslow.
Callum Atkinson, tackled by Charlie D. Maslin. Aita. Maslin. Retains possession, but it's Dulwich are the ones who really are pressurising Wilmslow here, and they've turned the ball over. Thompson. Hugh Roberts. Roberts, one man to beat. 5 metres short. Trying to fish it out. Thompson. John Waugh. Waugh has crawled his way about a metre short of the line. It may have been turned over. It has been turned over, indeed. Now can Wilmslow do something from their own try line? They may do. It's a good little inside on, but
it's gone forward.
There was a forward pass on Christian Taylor. Interesting to see that one again. That was marginal. Marginal call.
I thought it was as soon as he released it, but I wasn't sure the referee or the linesman had kept up with play. It was a great turnover. Just look at this for counter-attack in rugby. Big left-hand handoff. Good technique as well. Ball in two hands, then looking for the pass. It was the hooker.
Well, I'm not sure about that. But in fact, I think that may... That's a marginal call for me.
When you've got the ball in that position, it shouldn't be a marginal call. How can you possibly overrun that when it's only the man who's in front of you who you've got to keep your eye on? That's a big mistake. To be fair, it was a long way to the line for the hooker, bearing in mind he had Reece Pinnock.
Let's have a look at this again.
For company.
This was Sam Haley. Is this a forward pass?
Keep your eye on the line there.
Is this a forward pass?
Yes. I think it is.
Well, we can't really tell from our angle up here on the gantry from where our cameras are, so...
And more importantly, the referee thought it was.
Well, we go on his call.
Yes, we will.
It's ifs and buts at the end of the day.
But that's a sort of crumbs of comfort there for... crumbs of comfort there for Wilmslow. That's the sort of thing they've been aiming for this entire game, you know? Length of the field, counter-attacks. And it was certainly on there.
Thompson with the putting at the scrum. Good tackle there by Sorrell Cohen. Andy Fife. Thompson. Penalty advantage to be played. And they're going to come back for that penalty.
There's a good chase there from Antonin Zwegu. Remember.
Well, we have another angle from the forward pass. Here we go.
So he's broken through.
This is a better angle, this is.
Throwing the dummy there. Oh, this is a perfect angle. And he's just shoveled it forward, hasn't he? A disappointing end to a promising run there.
The referee got it spot on. Even with the wind but at their backs, Dulwich turning down a chance for 3 points. They really want to put Wilmslow to the sword.
Well, at the moment, they're still 2 scores ahead. They should be keeping the scoreboard ticking over. However, these are the areas that they want to be playing the game in. Think how often they've been in this far corner so far in this second half.
Richard de Rome. Picked up by Luke Bliss. Wilmslow read the play. They know that Dulwich will look to drive.
And so it begins.
And here they come again. Third time's a charm, they say. Thompson pickpockets D, and now here they come with a bit more run in Rugby. Anui. Ball knocked on, and it will be a Wilmslow put-in at scrum.
Well, after the knock-on, he had to recover well, because if that had fallen into the breadbasket of Wilson, it would have been a foot race to the line at the other end. Is that a tackle without the ball?
It could be argued. Well, the referee didn't think so, or the touch judge, who was about a yard away.
Again, we'll go with their decision.
Maslin with the put-in. Still plenty of time for Wilmslow to get back into this game. Cohen. Maslin. James Graham can only advance that about a yard in front of their own 22, and Dulwich back on the front foot.
Yeah, Wilmslow really struggling to clear their lines at the moment. Dulwich spending a lot of time in that Wilmslow red zone as they roll the dice. On comes Will Gregory for Wilmslow.
Will Gregory, the man coming on the field. A little bit of a tactical change for Wilmslow, we shall see. Still scoreless in this second half. Thompson, little darted run, tackled by Christian Taylor. Thompson. Wall with the drop goal. Attempt. We'll come back for a penalty anyway. So that was a freebie.
Well, he didn't catch hold of that. It was a really unorthodox flight. Almost flying through the air like a spin pass.
Thompson taken quickly. Good offload to Tom Marchant. Thompson. War. Thompson looking to somebody to offload it too. Being sent backwards by Will Gregory. Thompson. Dulwich deep inside the 22. John Waugh. Ball knocked forward and a chance for a counter-attack with Taylor. Maslin. Fergus Taylor.
Oh, he's in trouble. Yeah, turned over.
Hugh Roberts. Zed Norris. Pierre Thompson. John Waugh spots a gap. Good offload to Rhys Pinnock. Pinnock for under the post. Dulwich are halfway there to Twickenham.
Lightning once again. We did say right at the beginning, don't give Rhys Pinnock any space because he will punish you. That's tough on Wilmslow, you know. They've soaked up a lot of threat from Dulwich. And it was Wilmslow, well, they were masters of their own downfall there, trying to run the ball out of trouble. It was turned over. Eventually it broke to War. That was a lovely offload out of the back door. And Rhys Pinnock was there on hand. Absolutely no chance of stopping him from there. He rounds the fullback, takes Dulwich up to 26.
Make that 28. 28-7, 20 minutes to go. Wilmslow need 3 converted tries here just to tie the game up.
That's a big ask.
What's been the difference here, Dave?
Well, Dulwich have done everything that you need to win a match. First of all, they've scored the points. I know that's the obvious one, but the way they've taken advantage of their points lead and played the territory game in the second half has been absolutely fantastic. Their crowd on the far side absolutely having a whale of a time. As for Wilmslow, you know, you can't criticise their effort. However, it's still that outlet thing. They've got no plan B.
Ed Norris collects for Dulwich. Thompson, box kick. Good one it is too.
Now
down the throat of Fergus Taylor.
A chance to run a broken play for Wilmslow, which is what they need.
Been stolen by Richard Derone. Thompson. They've been ruthless here, Dulwich, they really have. Anthony Nzugu scored 3 tries in the final 12 months ago. Thompson. Marchant. Advantage being played as well for Dulwich. Thompson, a little kick forward, but they're going to come back for that penalty. They're offside, and Thompson takes it quickly and decides to go himself.
Oh, wow.
Start the car.
I was afraid this had happened. Wilmslow have given it absolutely everything. But all of those tackles, all of that pressure, all of that defence, it just takes its toll on you physically. It doesn't matter how well conditioned you are as a team, and I'm sure these boys train flat out. When you've got a team just coming at you the whole time, it's so difficult to keep them out. The penalty was awarded. Pierre Thompson, he's been lightning all day. He's read the play really well. He's had a couple of unlucky interception attempts, but that time, quick tap penalty. He's pretty much up to his top sprinting speed as soon as he's taken 3 or 4 steps, and there's no catching in there.
And another kick for John Wall. This has been a ruthless performance.
Oh, War has been absolutely flawless. He's 100% from the tee. He's also had those 2 beautiful offloads that have led to tries. That's a replay of the try before. Rhys Pinnock. Just so quick. They've just got those players with that cutting edge.
So Wilmslow, what can they do?
Batten down the hatches and play for pride.
That's the only thing they can do. Well, they do get a knock-on advantage in centre. Just a couple of scores maybe, just to try and give themselves a little bit of confidence, but this was the tap and go from Thompson.
You have a look there. Number 5 for Wilmslow, that's Jake Stewart. He's dropped the ball and he's turned around, and it's really difficult to be critical in a situation like that, but essentially he has just said to Pierre Thompson, go on, have a go from here. I know he's got to retreat 10 yards, but have a little bit of gamesmanship. Do what anyone would have done at the top level there. They know the penalty's going. Jog back your 10 yards and then throw the ball back. You know, I suppose there's a difference between gamesmanship and sportsmanship, but you've got to play smart. Dulwich have done it well, Wilmslow haven't, and I think that's been the difference ultimately.
15 minutes to go. 15 minutes to go. Dulwich, 1 foot, 4 toes into the final at Twickenham, going to look for a 4th consecutive title. Wilmslow, a little bit of a run, and David Shard there with the knock-on. It just hasn't happened for them, has it?
No, good scrum from Wilmslow there, though. They certainly haven't given up. Big physical pack. They're getting on the front foot, providing the good quality ball, but when it's not going your way, it's not going your way, is it? They've got 15 minutes here. They need 4 converted scores. Big ask.
Big ask indeed. Dulwich with the put-in of the scrum. Dulwich making a couple of changes as well. George Abbott's coming on the field. Free kick to Wilmslow. Taken quickly. Haley.
Big tackles.
Maslin. Good tackle there from Ed Norris. Christian Taylor. Continuing to drive forward, Wilmslow. This is good stuff, Lund. Maslin.
First bit of territory they've had in the second half.
Taylor, 5 metres out. Andy Fife. Another drive, and just being held up.
They've got so many numbers left.
They'll have the put-in at the scrum. As you mentioned, Dave, that's so many numbers on the left-hand side. 4-5, I count. Good attacking intent here from Wilmslow, showing that they haven't given up all hope.
Well, first things first, they need to get a try. Once they get a try, let's see. Again, lots of numbers left. 5-on-3 at the moment. If we ever get the ball in, that is.
Indeed. Maslin. Wilmslow scrum on the Dulwich 5-metre line. Who wants it? Wilson. And it's been turned over. Thompson. Reece Pinnock put into touch. 12 minutes to go.
Have a look at the replay there again. Dulwich with a 4-score lead. They'll try and run it from everywhere now. Pinnock not quite able to get on the outside this time, so a bit of a sustained period of Wilmslow pressure here. They'll be looking to finish with a flourish. I mean, they've been soundly beaten today. However, you certainly can't question their work rate at all. A team of absolute grafters. From a coach's perspective, it must be great to have a group of players like this. Perhaps just 1 or 2 players with a bit of X factor away from being a really, really top team.
Christian Taylor with the line out. Taken cleanly, and now Wilmslow with the drive. But it will be a Dulwich put-in at the scrum. 10 minutes to go.
Well, he's actually awarded the penalty. Bit of obstruction in midfield. Wilmslow players offside. And they have opted for the scrum. Dulwich now loads of field to run at. Don't be surprised if they go for a sweeping length of the field move here. Unleashing one of those outside backs with absolute wheels.
Well, the Wilmslow fans are still singing.
Great scrum from Wilmslow. Well recovered by Thompson too.
The referee is calling it back. And it will be another Dulwich potting.
Good forward pack, Wilmslow. Certainly in terms of the set piece at the scrum, they've been great. Not quite executed the open play mauls and technical side of the game as well as Dulwich have. But in terms of a physical unit, they've worked really hard.
Dulwich put in. Good scrum there from Wilmslow. They turned it around their way. Sam Haley. Maslin. Gregory. Maslin. Taylor. Stopped by his opposite number, Richard Derome. Little kick forward. For Will Maslin. Good offload. Chantyville for Wilmslow. They're down. Held up.
Held up. Oh, and we've got a player down there as well. Medical attention been called on. How about that for defence from Dulwich? They've got a 4-score lead and they're still working hard on the line to hold Wilmslow up there. Great work again from the scrum half. Really caused them trouble. Offloads there to 8. Gets in, goes low, but that's a superb tackle on the line.
It was indeed. Good tackle
Sits in.
On Sam Haley.
Sits in, gets his body behind it. Stops the ball from going down. That is great defensive work from the Dulwich players. Well, big break in play here, Johnny.
Yes, indeed. We've got one of the Dulwich players down at the moment. They've called for the stretcher.
Well, 4 games today, and we'll be doing the same tomorrow.
Well, indeed, yes. 4 games today, another 4 tomorrow in the under-15s competition in the Vars and the Cup. Same times as well, 11-1, 3 and 5, I believe, were the kick-offs.
And if you've watched at home today and you think you might fancy coming down to Allianz Park, entry's free.
Yes, absolutely. Nice festival of rugby if you've got nothing to do on your Sunday afternoon. Weather for tomorrow, cloudy, a little bit of wind.
Ah, they said that today. It's been glorious.
It has been glorious here today, one of the warmest days of the year so far in 2015. But the rugby, it's been white hot out
Absolutely.
on the field.
Really impressive stuff. 2 teams have secured their appearance in the Vars final. Their first appearances at Wembley. So Wembley? Twickenham.
Twickenham.
I'm sure they'd love to play at Wembley too.
Twickenham, my learned friend.
And we are all but guaranteed our 2 cup final teams too. Barring a real miracle here from Wilmslow.
These are the tries in the second half so far, Dave.
Been really, really impressed with Dulwich's number 10. He's had an exceptional game today. He's been flawless, to be honest. He's orchestrated play well. He's got great hands, great feet. Knows when to release his backs to Reece Pinnock there. You're never going to stop him. That was from a kind of looping run there on the absolute contrast to the first try that he assisted, where he sent Ed Berry crashing through. This is Pierre Thompson. This time it's him who throws the dummy to John Waugh, who was in the supporting line. Waugh pointing him under the sticks there because he wanted the easy kick to keep his 100% record up.
Both teams are just having a little bit of practice out on the field at the moment as we have a stoppage in play for the injury on the field currently.
Yeah, we've not seen who it is, but hopefully they'll be fit well and in good shape imminently.
What do you think Bromsgrove, who've been sitting in the stands for most of the match? I think they'd left about 10 minutes ago. What do you think they were thinking when watching Dulwich?
Well, I think they'll be impressed. To be honest, everyone knows about Dulwich anyway. They know exactly what to expect. A team that's going to expect to beat every other side that they play. However, if you look at some of the things that Dulwich do well and some of the things that Bromsgrove do well, they're very, very similar. I think in the build-up to the Twickenham final, not the Wembley final, I think in the build-up to the Twickenham final, both of the teams will be working on strategies to counteract that maul from the set piece, because Bromsgrove got their tries from it in their semi-final. Dulwich got their tries from it here, and that's going to be a real weapon. Of course, it's something that England employs so well at Twickenham, so why not use it as a way to pay homage, if you will, at HQ on the 25th.
Check online at rfu.com to see how you can get tickets for that. Just waiting momentarily to see how Medical's team are getting on the field. We're still not entirely sure which player it is that's down at the moment. It is a Dulwich player.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really intrigued by Bromsgrove against Dulwich, actually.
Well, they're not there yet. There's still 9 minutes of play left to go, just to remind you. And as you saw at the bottom of your screen, the finals day at Twickenham on the 25th of March. On a Wednesday this year, it was been moved to a Saturday the last couple of years. We're back on a Wednesday during the Easter holidays.
It's a good student sports day, is Wednesday.
It is indeed.
I'm a big advocate of Wednesday afternoon sports. But yeah, going back to Bromsgrove, I mean, there are similarities between the two teams. They've both got a kind of maverick 10. I mean maverick in the nicest possible way too, because they're consistent. Very often when you use the word maverick, you think of players who are inconsistent but kind of have that moment of genius in them. But again, it's all about the occasion in these finals. Just imagine most of these guys will be sixth formers, so they'll be 16, 17, 18. They'll have grown up, well, watching England playing at Twickenham, watching Six Nations, watching World Cups, watching their heroes, dreaming of stepping out onto that turf. Now for 30 or 40 of them next, well, in a couple of weeks' time, that dream is going to become a reality. Will the experience of those Twickenham finals play into Dulwich's hands? I mean, you were there last year. They were absolutely imperious in the final. Hugely impressive.
Yeah, the medical staff still taking their time on the field here with the Dulwich player. There's still 8.5 minutes left of play left to go, Dave. Something to have a think about your man of the match, but we're not going to ask you for that yet. But who has impressed you so far in this Dulwich team, especially?
Well, a few players in the Dulwich team, a few players in the Wilmslow team too. I think Will Maslin, the scrum half for Wilmslow, has been absolutely non-stop. He's been a real dynamo, hasn't he? And he's had to work hard too. But he's behind a good, strong forward pack. I mean, Cowan has tackled well. Christian Taylor, the hooker for Wilmslow, he's absolutely all action. Typifies the sort of modern hooker. Gone are the days where they're just a sort of man in the front of the scrum, a bulky unit who stands there and hooks. He really adds weight in attack and defence. I mean, if it wasn't for a forward pass of Sam Haley, then maybe he could have gone 60 yards to score. He's a really impressive athlete. As for Dulwich, they've got pace all over the back line. Pierre Thompson's been really impressive. John Wall, the outside half, he's worked so well. I mean, 7, 8, 9 and 10, they just link fantastically. Real hard workers, every single one, and they seem to have a great understanding. The front row are all around the park. Bliss and Dee, the second row, as they orchestrate those drives so well. I mean, they grabbed a try apiece today, which is just desserts. Very often second rows, it's quite an unfashionable position, but some of the greatest leaders who've ever played the game have been second rowers. I mean, obviously Martin Johnson in England is the obvious choice. I'm a huge fan of Alan Wynne-Jones for Wales. You know, big, strong, physical players, not just physically physical, if you mean. So not just physically strong, but mentally strong
This
too.
is the tail of the match, Dave, as we're still waiting for the player to still receiving treatment out in the field. This has been the Dulwich onslaught, as it were.
Absolutely. Well, these are the second rows we were just talking about. That's the first try there. That was Charlie D. This is when Wilmslow sort of had a sniff here. That was Will Maslin. That was a great example of his hard work there. And up until 25 minutes, because it's nearly dark here now, and that sunshine's almost a distant memory as Maslin dobs the ball down. Up until 25 minutes, it was a really even game. But when they didn't have that outlet, as we just see the try there for Ed Berry, assisted by that lovely John Moore offload, as Wilmslow didn't have that defensive outlet, we felt as though, you know, that could be the undoing of them in the end. You just go through so much hard work when you're not making any yards, and Dulwich kind of just absorbed that. This is the second try over in the far corner. Again, that was me being unnecessarily critical of the fact that the corner flag wasn't being guarded. But, you know, if this man here, just on the left-hand side of your screen, if he stays right on the line there, then there's no option for the second rower to go over. But still, that would have ended up in a try eventually. That's John Moore again, taking the contact, free in his hands, and releasing the lightning left winger, Rhys Pinnock. Look at that, 2 tacklers there, still manages to keep his arms free. And Rhys Pinnock does the rest. And once again, we see Pierre Thompson there. Yeah, real live wire. That's the thing, we talk about how well John Moore's played. It's very difficult for an outside half to have any sort of game unless he's getting good service from the 9. And he's had that in abundance today from Pierre Thompson.
Crowd still here, still going strong. And the Dulwich team still keeping warm as well before we get the restart. One or two people have seen enough, no doubt, knowing that there's only going to be one result in this match. And just to remind you, the Natwest Schools Cup Finals Day is live from Twickenham on the 25th of March. Tickets are available. It's a fantastic day if you haven't been before. 4 great games of rugby, each one of which will be a cup final at a superb venue. Make a day of it. Come on down, come and join us in a couple of Wednesdays' time.
Well, I'm sure anyone who's watched at home today has seen an absolutely superb standard of rugby, both in the Vase and in the Cup. Some real talent on display. And we've got really the 2 biggest games in schools rugby coming up on the 25th. We've been here once before already for the Champions Trophy final too, which seems like a long time ago, Johnny, where the grammar school at Leeds were put to the sword by Millfield. Of course, those teams not entering this competition as they are 1-term rugby schools, and this premier competition in schools rugby stretches over 2 terms.
So play is about to resume, and as the Dulwich player is being stretched off the field, to a polite round of applause from everybody here at the Alliance Park. So play is to resume. 8.5 minutes left to go. It was a Wilmslow scrum before the delay. Picked up by Haley. This time, it should be a try here for Wilmslow. It is Luke James, the scorer.
Well, it had to be, really. Great attacking position for Wilmslow. None of the players, particularly for Dulwich, are going to have their heads in the game. And Luke James crashes over. He's had a good game, gone through a lot of work, strong runner, strong tackler. And he gets a great memory of his day here today with a good finish. Popped off from the number 8, burst through 1 tackle, burst through 2, 3. Nearly takes a man over the line with him too. That is a great finish from the Wilmslow number 12. The conversion taken quickly.
So then 21 points the deficit. There is 8 minutes left to play. Caught by Haslam.
Sensible play there from Dulwich. Just kick it deep and make Wilmslow go the length.
Penalty to Dulwich. Options. And they're going to go for the posts.
And why not? Just run the clock
to
down.
A chorus of boos from their crowd.
I think it's just risk-free rugby. Particularly after the injury, they don't want to take any more gambles. The game is won. Just run the clock down now. Try and make the most of the evening and celebrate, even though it's very difficult when you've got a player who's injured. We've not got any news on that injury, of course.
Slotted over. 13 points from John Waugh's boot this afternoon. An impressive game he's had as well. Dulwich lead by 24 points, 38 points to 14. Cameron Henderson coming on the field. On for Hugh Roberts. 6 minutes left to play. Thompson, box kick. Who wants it? A little loose pass, but Fergus Taylor.
No.
Oh dear. Reece Pinnock is in. Another try for Dulwich.
Well, it was such a good
Second
take
try for
low down. Such a good take low down. He'd done all the hard work, then just didn't really look where he was passing. Let's have a look at the replay now. Yeah, he picked it up off his bootstraps, didn't really see the oncoming Reece Pinnock. Again, like greased lightning, there's no stopping him there, particularly when he's already on the move. He finishes under the sticks.
For the 6th try of the game. 43 points to 14. John Waugh to add another 2 points to his tally for the day. Make that 45 points to 14.
Strange as it sounds, it doesn't feel like a thrashing. That's a bad mistake there. But it's late in the day, it's tired. The players' heads are all over the place because of the injury stoppage. We'll forgive him that one, but he'll be very, very disappointed with it.
5 more minutes. Ben Austin-Tuken goes to ground. Pierre Thompson. Kick out wide. Good take there from Wilson. Maslin. Gregory. Atta. Good little turn there from Rhys Hibbert. Maslin. Maslin wins the penalty. Little tap and go from Andy Fife. No knock on from the referee. Bit of a high tackle though. And a little bit of after between Fife and Thompson, in fact. Pinnock is off again, he's off and running. And he's in, he's away. Top tackle, is going to stop him. Oh, what a try that is if he's got there. Held up.
There's going to be a consultation. I didn't see him go out on the touchline. He's given the try. Reece Pinnock gets his hat-trick and brings Dulwich up to 50. He got a little bit of luck with the kick through. Let's have a look at the replay there. Dulwich turned the ball over. Great work from Thompson again. Gets the offload away. That's not a great kick from Pinnock, but he just stays in play there. I tell you what, the man chasing him back is the hooker for Wilmslow. We were saying what a great athlete he is. Kind of eases up off the gas there. Just gets the hand on him, tries to drag him out, but that's great wing play. Drops his legs, scores the try, gets a hat-trick. That is superb play from Reece Pinnock. However, Wall will not thank him for this, because to keep his 100% kicking record, he has got to absolutely drain one from the touchline. Let's take a look at this.
Perfect angle from our camera. How's this one?
Nope.
Just missed on the left-hand upside, so his perfect game is not to be for today. Dulwich have hit a half-century.
Well, they've ground Wilmslow down. Wilmslow have given it absolutely everything. They've done themselves proud. Reece Pinnock there. That's a lovely bit of footwork to just flatten the Wilmslow defender. Great chase there from Christian Taylor, the captain. Real captain's performance from him. He has not given up the ghost when a lot of players' heads would have gone down, but couldn't quite do enough. Pinnock gets his hat-trick. Dulwich up to 50.
Dulwich have hit the half-century. Taylor. The line out, picked up by Atkinson. Marsden decides to go himself to number 18, Marcus Atkinson. Marsden out wide to Attar. Ball is out to Luke James. Tackle by George Abbott. And it's going to be a penalty to Wilmslow. Your man of the match, David.
So many people we could give this man of the match to. Let's talk about Wilmslow. Let's talk about Christian Taylor, superb captain's performance. Will Maslin, the scrum half, has been non-stop. For Dulwich, they've worked hard as a unit. Both second rowers have been absolutely exceptional. Pierre Thompson has kept it ticking over. Reece Pinnock's got a hat-trick, but I think the only player I can really give the man of the match to is John Wall, the outside half. He has been absolutely superb. 2 great offloads for tries. He's used the back line well. His offloads have been superb. He's set up 2 tries, and I think he's been the difference between the 2 teams. My man of the match is Dulwich's outside half, John Wall.
So time in the red, on our clock we go on the referee's whistle. Wilmslow looking for a consolation try. They may get one on the right-hand side. This is Luke James. James, a couple of meters short of the line. Taylor. Been held up by Thompson. And Dulwich will have the put-in.
Well, if ever 10 seconds summed up a rugby match, it's right there.
John Wall, man of the match. From David up here on the gantry, he's had an excellent game. 15 points have come from his boots. A couple of assists as well. He's earned his supper this evening. Dulwich pupils are back off to Twickenham in a couple of Wednesdays' time. There'll be the late game on, so they can have lessons in the morning. It's only a tube ride, Dulwich to Twickenham.
sure the last thing on their mind will be lessons.
It'll be the late game as well.
Kind of ground to a halt this game, hasn't it? Following the injury, still waiting for news on that. Albeit we've had 3 tries since the injury, but I think the game was over as a spectacle by then and kind of just been winding down ever since.
Just a player, George Abbott is receiving some treatment for Dulwich. Deep into injury time. Thompson with the put in. Comprehensive victory for the school from South London. And they win the free kick.
Well, you can tell.
He's going to just.
I was going to say, you can tell it's late in the day because Pierre Thompson didn't want to go quickly.
Puts it down into touch. Still a little bit of time for another play. Or maybe not. Dulwich are in the final. The quest for a 4th consecutive cup final victory is on. They have comprehensively beaten Wilmslow High School by 50 points to 14. David, your thoughts?
Well, it's just Bromsgrove that stand in the way of Dulwich and a 4th consecutive trophy here. They've been absolutely imperious today. Credit must go to Wilmslow. They grafted and they worked so hard, but without any recognised kicking options, they were always going to be up against it. As for Dulwich, they executed everything that they did so well. The forward pack, 1 to 8, were absolutely magnificent. They had that little bit of magic outside them, and out of nowhere, they scored 50 points today. 50 points in what for 25 minutes, half an hour, was a very, very close game. That's worrying signs for Bromsgrove. However, they had an excellent professional performance in their semi-final as well. So let's look forward to Twickenham now. It's going to be a heck of a day.
What are your expectations in that final, Bromsgrove and Dulwich?
No idea. What Bromsgrove need to do is execute territory and possession well, because if you gift the ball to Dulwich, they have got so much pace in the back line. They've got a 9 and 10 that link together with the back row, and they can really, really punish you. Dulwich have shown today that even in a game that's 50-50, as I said, as everyone who saw it would stand for, 20-25 minutes, this was anyone's game. Wilmslow were grunting a little bit too much. They didn't really have the creative outlet. However, Dulwich just put the hammer down and disappeared. I don't think that'll happen against Bromsgrove because they've got the ability to change the game, to use the forwards, to take the sting out of a talented offence. But anything could happen. Toss a coin, pick a winner. What do you think?
Well, you're the analyst. I'm the play-by-play man.
Okay.
You know, like I've seen Dulwich the last 3 years, and I know how dangerous they can be in finals. And I would, on paper, I would put them favourites in that cup final. But this is just halfway through what has been a fantastic festival of rugby here on a Saturday here in the Alliance Park in North London. We have the 15 bars and cup semi-finals to come on Sunday.
Really, really intriguing final coming up, isn't it? Dulwich have really, really impressed me there, very much so, but Bromsgrove did too. Wilmslow just had a shot. We can see the finalist photo being taken, but Wilmslow just taking a knee there. Really interesting I'll be really interested to talk to some players. Obviously, they'll be devastated that they've not gone to the final. However, I think the coaching staff, despite being disappointed with the score, will be quietly proud of the players and the way that they've worked hard throughout this match.
So Ed Tartan is downstairs with the coach Sam Howard, and no doubt he will be thrilled.
Sam, back to back to back to back NatWest Cup under-18 finalists. How do you do it?
Well, the boys work extremely hard. They're good players, and they take a lot of pride in the shirt, and with that it takes us a long way. The boys have been outstanding, absolutely outstanding this year. I think if you'd said we'd be at Twickenham again, there'd have probably a lot of people, in fact there's already been written that we wouldn't do it this year, and these boys like proving people wrong. So obviously we've got a mammoth task ahead of us against Bromsgrove, but the boys have been fantastic this year, not just obviously today, but the wins against Hampton, Trinity, John Fisher. We played some really, really good sides this year in the Cup, and it was nice to see them put on a quite big score then.
Now, obviously, a lot of the players that we see here were there last year. Is that experience important? Because there's a lot of pressure on players to not lose. Now, Dulwich have got this fantastic reputation in this competition.
I think we've said every year that the fact that we've got experience makes a massive difference. It's shown last year, shown this previous year. The boys know what to expect. A lot of them have played at Twickenham already. It's not just playing there, it's the build-up to it, the excitement, the hotel the night before and everything like that. And having boys that have been there and done it is definitely invaluable.
Now, obviously, your approach to Twickenham is probably quite well versed by now. Will you be making any changes? Is there anything different that you do? You've seen the challenge that's in front of you in Bromsgrove. How do you prepare?
Again, we'll do what we always do. We'll try and look at the footage of Bromsgrove. They've obviously got a very good line out. Obviously I got to see the whole game beforehand, so they've got very good players. Their line out's excellent. They've got very good fly half, so they're not too dissimilar to Hampton actually in the way they play. So yeah, we'll do our homework, but again, most of the things that we do will be focused on us rather than them. So yeah, it's a nice place to be in, going to Twickenham again. The boys are absolutely over the moon, as you can see over there, which is great.
Well, there's loads of smiles in the crowd, some fantastic support for you. Enjoy the evening, you thoroughly deserve it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, cheers.
The thoughts of Sam Howard, a delighted Dulwich school coach. They are through to the under-18s NatWest Cup final. They will play Bromsgrove in 3 Wednesdays' time. They are through. They beat Wilmslow High School by 50 points to 14. My thanks to Ed Tartan, my pitchside reporter, and Dave Rogers, my co-commentator alongside me. It's Dulwich v Bromsgrove in the NatWest Cup final in a couple of Wednesdays' time. Join us tomorrow from 10:50 when we have the under-15s bars and Cup half. The whole team here. Thanks for joining us. Good night from the Alliance.